What's going on, YouTube? I hope you're doing good today. Hope you're having a great day. Being extra mindful today in the shop. Um, I was reflecting on the bike a little bit, and I also was notified that Amazon had delivered the new microphone. This is the Insta360 Mic Air. It pairs seamlessly with the Ace Pro 2 camera, which is what I use for filming. And I also use the Explorer Pro grip. It's the new grip that was announced maybe 2 months ago or so from Insta360. Um, I love it because it has an actual shutter button and it has a wheel for selecting the different modes, as well as for my other microphone setup, it does have a headphone jack for connecting the microphone, but now I don't need that. So it does come with a cold shoe on top, so if I decide that I need a flash or something like that, then I have that option as well. And it does have the extra battery life, which is huge, especially for traveling and going on hikes and things like that. I don't have to worry about running out of battery after only 20 or 30 minutes of filming. I believe I can get about 90 minutes of filming from my experience with testing it out. So that's really exciting. So whenever the snow melts and we get to go out on the trails again, because there's about 14 inches of snow everywhere and there's ice, it's not safe to be walking around. And I don't want to take the pups out on the trails whenever it's below 15 degrees either, because their paws are sensitive. We love our pups and we want to take care of them. We want to make sure that they stay safe. So we'll wait until the snow melts and we get a little bit of warmer weather. The ground can warm up a little bit before we get the pups back out on the trail. But I promise we'll do that, and we'll share some adventures of the trails and what we plan on making back there. And there'll be a lot of content revolving around the trails, and then also the future mossy nook that will be built here at the entrance to our property. I'm really looking forward to that one, to be a nice peaceful entrance to our home, but also to be a nice place to potentially film the mindful meditations and switch that to more of a morning thing and do that in the mornings with the sunrise, or at least earlier in the day to get a good start to the day and start off in that with a mindful approach to the day. So I'm looking forward to that change, but that's definitely more of a springtime thing once we get past the snow and the really frigid weather before we seriously address that space. And that's going to be a lot of fun. On the topic of doing projects and things like that, I do want to invite you, in case you're not there already, to check out our Discord channel. Our Discord is down in the description below. Our Discord is where we are building a community of people who share the belief that, we're all going through something. We all have our struggles, both big and small, whether it's the day-to-day or there's the big things of the past, or maybe there's something big that you're dealing with right now and you really need a helping hand. You really need someone just to give you that extra little bit of guidance, or even just a listening ear. That's what the Discord is for. We have resources that are there for, if you're struggling and you need help. We do have a resource tab that has a lot of information, and as time goes on, that resource tab will continue to grow. As we learn sort of what resources are needed, we will continue to do the research and find various options as far as assistance for everybody, for our community. We also do have a companion blog section for each of our main chat channels, and we have for the various projects that we have going on. So we have a bike project channel, as well as a video game inspired projects. So like anything from the Fallout universe or the Rust game on PC, or I guess on console. But those are two games that I really like, and somebody else had also suggested something from Gears of War. So we got a lot of ideas, and we're always open to more ideas for things to make here in the shop, or 3D printing, or things to do on the trails, things like that, woodworking, even metalworking. I do a little bit of welding and some basic metal fabrication, but nothing crazy yet. I am looking forward to soon, hopefully, fingers crossed, getting a CNC plasma table, which will skyrocket the possibilities of the business. And that is something that I'm really looking forward to. But before I get there, I have an entire barn full of wood, as well as a trailer full of wood, plus the wood that you see around me to get through, to make projects and to get out of the way before I can even think about adding more intense metal fabrication to the workflow. But it is something that I'm very excited about the possibilities of, and I'm looking forward to diving into that world very soon. But we got a lot of things to make before then. So if you have ideas for woodworking, things to make with wood, please let me know either in the comments down below or hop over on our Discord and drop your suggestions into the appropriate channels. We also do have a companion mindfulness blog where either I or my fellow admins on the Discord channel share a little bit about what's going on in life and maybe some helpful tips as far as and suggestions as far as how we made it through those struggles, or just honestly that we are struggling and we're open to suggestions because we're just like everybody else. We're human and we're struggling. We are not professionals. We're not mental health professionals or medical professionals. We are just normal people, average Joes and Josephines who are just going through this journey, this adventure of life. And we've all seen our fair share of things, right? We've all seen some crazy good and some crazy bad things in our lives, and some of those things just latch onto us a little bit, and it takes us a little bit longer to process them than we would like. So that's the struggle that we speak of, and let me tell you, I had my fair share, and that's what led me to creating Life Beyond the Moss. Was an avenue for me to get those things out of my head, off of my chest, and to also share it with people, to let you know that you're not alone. If you're going through something similar to what I describe, or you have in the past and maybe you haven't let go of it yet and you're still working through it, I'm there with you. I've been there and I'm still there in many ways. And that's partly why we're here with this bike, because I got this Honda Goldwing because my dad had a Goldwing, and he loved motorcycles. And whenever we moved here, we had the plan to spend some time in the wood shop and making stuff together. But then he declined very rapidly, and we never got the time to make things. So here, beyond the grave, I'm hoping to connect with him, and I think I have broken through a little bit of things. I'm remembering a lot of the good times before the cancer, but I'm using this as not just a creative exploration as far as finding things to make with the bike parts, but also a mental exploration, and try to work through some of the frustrations, the grief, the anger, and the other emotions that I have from the last 4 years of his life, of trying to force life down his throat and being fought every step of the way, and just being forced to watch him fade no matter what I tried to do, because I wasn't ready to say goodbye to him, and I wasn't ready for him to give up. I wasn't ready for him to go. And I couldn't understand, and I still don't understand why he did surrender as early as he did. But that's not for me to understand. And I'm working through those things. And I know in some future videos I'm going to say some things that are going to make me out to be a pretty bad guy. And you can call me whatever you want in the comments if you need to, because I've done worse. I've called myself worse, and I've had probably 1,000 nervous breakdowns over the last 5 years, because my life, my business, my marriage, everything went in a hiatus. And I'm gonna repeat this story many times because I'm still working through it. It's getting a little bit better, especially with mindfulness meditations. Those are really helping me get a perspective, but to also focus on living in the here and now. And whenever I'm focusing on living in the here and now, it's giving me more of a clarity to forgive not just other people, but myself for the past. for the various things that either I think I've done wrong or that I let happen to me, maybe. It's important to forgive yourself for things in the past, regardless of if you are at fault or not, because we can hold that blame, to ourselves, um, even whenever it's not deserved. But we can blame ourselves, and it's important to move on and to forgive ourselves um, along the way, along the journey. I think that's very important. So this video today is just off the cuff. It's just random. I wanted to see how the mic was performing, to see if it did cancel out the mini splits, if it canceled out the various sounds of me moving around, what it necessarily was picking up as far as like ambient sounds or movement sounds. So let's make a little bit of noise and see what it picks up. Like a bolt jostling in metal, that's probably going to come through, right? If I just tap it, we'll see if that comes through. See what that sounds like. And I know this might seem a little weird, but I want to be mindful of what things are going to sound like to you, because I don't want to be making sounds that are incredibly loud while I'm also talking and sharing about something. If we are doing a project video, if we're out on a hike, or if we're building something and I take a break to talk to you, I don't want to be moving something around that is going to be too loud. So for example, if I am making a log bench for the mossy nook and I am moving the log into place while talking to you, it's not going to sound like metal, but that can give me a basic idea of what things will sound like. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I don't even know how long this video is right now. Let's see. 12 minutes. 12 minutes of a ramble. I think we're doing okay. It's definitely a test. But I think I'll end there. I think I gave you a little bit of useful information, but also got you to see a little bit behind the scenes. And this is very much a behind the scene exploration, figuring out if this mic is good and what it sounds like, because that's very important for me to know. And I do want to know what things sound like as far as to you on the other side of this camera watching. So if you want to see more behind the scenes type of stuff like this, if you want to see more of maybe the mental struggle, if you want to hear more about my story, please let me know down in the comments below. I want to be an open book. I want to be very transparent as far as what I share about the business and what I share about the what happens here in the shop. And then as we get to exploring more things like the trails and doing woodworking and stuff like that, I want to be transparent as far as what's going on, maybe what tools I'm using, what equipment I'm using, and share with you my honest opinions about things that I'm using, so to hopefully help you in your decisions if you're doing something similar and you're looking for similar equipment, or if you're looking to build a similar project. I hope to convey things honestly. And if you ever have any questions about anything, please leave a comment down below or hop on over to our Discord. I'm always on there. It's on my phone, so I'm always able to respond to anything that's happening on there. And we do have a pretty cool leveling system there, a way of acknowledging our members as they continue to contribute to the community. So be sure to check out the welcome page and do a little bit of learning about that. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in general chat. And I don't know, I'm excited for this journey. I really am. I'm looking forward to sharing the many things that happen along this journey of life. And I'm also looking forward to diving deep into here and getting some things off of my chest, and hopefully helping other people along the way who are sharing a similar journey. And I just want you to know that you're not alone, regardless of what you're going through. Either I or somebody has gone through that or is going through that same thing. So know that you are not alone. Find peace in that if you can. Focus on the moment. Live in the moment, make the most of it, no matter what's going on, if it's good or bad, especially if it's good, because if you can make the most of a good moment, then it'll set you up for whenever things go bad and give you the right training so that you can still see the good and make the most out of every moment you have. Every moment is a gift. And I'm so grateful that you spent some of your moments with me today, watching this video and seeing a little bit behind the scenes. And I look forward to talking to you next time. And I look forward to growing as a community and sharing with each other more and more as we move forward. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.